I used to work 4 jobs, and in less than a week, I ended up getting 5 clients. Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to the channel. I am Shika. I'm a travel lifestyle content creator, mentor, and owner of Blog It. And on this channel, we talk about all things spirituality, wellness, entrepreneurship, and social media for conscious beings. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a manifestation success story for you, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be starting this every Monday, or trying to, and seeing how you guys enjoy it. It's going to be Manifestation Mondays, and I actually got inspired by Leor Alexandra. If you don't know her, I love her videos. And one of the things that she talks about is she brought back Manifestation Mondays, and I thought, what a cool way to do that. So I'm not only going to share my stories, but I'm also going to share your stories. So feel free down below in the comments, something you've manifested that was so amazing, so I can share it in the next video, because I would love to do that. And today what I'm going to be sharing with you is how I was able to manifest leaving my 4 jobs about 3-4 years ago and coming to having a full-on business and manifesting clients in less than a week. I didn't even leave or resign from my job yet, and I already had all the clients I needed to switch over my transition. And I know a lot of you guys are probably wanting to get clients, wanting to get mentors. You work online, and I totally get that it can be overwhelming, but I really want to share with you how I was able to manifest leaving my 4 jobs and getting clients so quickly and so easily by working with law of attraction and the universe. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe. I do videos every single day for you lovely, lovely souls. And today's subscriber of the day is Laga Monique Deza. Thank you so much for subscribing and being part of their family. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you guys. And if you are interested in getting mentored, I have all that information down below, so you can go check that out. Now let's get into the video. So my story is quite big. I basically started my story on social media for over 7 years. I've been from a director of communications and marketing in the corporate world for the nonprofit and fashion industries, such as like Fashion Canada. I worked with a lot of just nonprofit high-end organizations, but at the same time, I was kind of in a space where I wanted to leave. And I'm sure you guys also have this experience where you have a side hustle or this job that you have on the side that you are dreaming and wanting it to be your full-time thing, to get the freedom and to manifest that as your full-time dream life, dream job. So I also had that, and I always saw myself traveling and not being able to be restricted to, how many days I had off, or, having the luxury of being able to choose my schedule and still working hard and whatnot, but at the same time, just having that flexibility. And travel was a big thing for me, but having only 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks every year of vacation, that was something that I wasn't too down for. So basically what happened was backwards to about 4 years ago when I started to, before I did this all full time. I do mentoring, by the way, if you guys don't know. I have a conference as well. So I've been able to establish this within the year of me deciding that I wanted to manifest this. So I worked 4 jobs. I worked as a PR and marketing influencer manager for a brand here in Canada that did a lot of the drops for a lot of big shoes companies and stuff like that. So it was a really big deal. So we had that. And then I also worked as a blogger influencer. And then I also was mentoring people, but I was mentoring people just going for coffee. It was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't know if I wanted to do it as a business just yet. So sometimes I'd meet with someone and be like, this is how you get a press release. This is how you get yourself in a podcast. This is how you do whatever. I knew all the media protocols and just procedures of how to get to certain things, like an interview and whatnot. So it's helping a lot of people do that. And then I also worked my 9-to-5 job. Yeah, and then I also had a holistic health company that I used to work with, and it was great because it really taught me a lot about essential oils and just kind of how to work with them and everything. So that was a huge thing. So I had all these jobs I was working. So blogger, which I would consider a job because it's just, there's so much working as a content creator. There's so much work. If you guys are a content creator, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of commitment and time to it. I was also, a blogger, so influencer. I worked with that company. I did also 9-to-5. I worked as holistic health. I did all of those things. Plus I was meeting up with people. So that was 5. Technically it's 5 jobs, but I'm going to say 4 jobs, official jobs that I did. So after coming back from Colombia, I was like, I don't know. This was my second time going to Colombia, and I loved it. And that whole trip, I was just so inclined to connecting with my audience and just being like, I want to make this a thing. I want to make this a full-time job. I want to be able to support and help people. This is something that I've wanted to do ever since I was young. But now I understand where in the space I will be able to bring my, my purpose in helping out people. And the thing is like, if you love something and you really do love it, all you need to do is find a way to make that your job to help people. If you can help people in some way, it doesn't matter if it could be from a product, it could be from a service, it could be education, whatever it may be, you have something that you can create a business around. And I always tell people, ask yourself, what's the value that I can bring to my audience? What's the value that I can give to them? And this is something that I stress about to my mentees. This is something that I share about in the Conscious Social Media course. You need to understand, what am I bringing, right? So anyways, fast forward, after I came back from vacation, my jobs, both of them, were kind of just being a little bit hard around that time because it's fall, right? And my shift jobs, like that time, taking off time was not always the best just because everyone was going back to school. So I was getting the really crappy hours. And sometimes it would overlap with my other jobs. So I had to switch it out. And it was just super stressful at this time. I wasn't eating very much. But I still had that in the back of my head that I wanted to do this full time. So I went to Fashion Week in New York, and that's when everything changed. I remember going on my last show before I headed back to the 8-hour trip back to Canada. And I was sitting beside this woman who she was just like sitting there and like she looked quite affluent and, well-rounded. And it was definitely not her first rodeo. It was definitely mine. And she sat there beside me and she said, hey, I told her what I do. And she's like, what makes you different? And at the time I felt so and that's the thing, our reactions of emotions really tells us a lot about our insecurities or things that we need to heal. So that told me a lot about how I needed to heal myself of how I thought people saw me and chasing after the value of almost like a status. And I think that's something that our society pushes so much, right? So that's one of the things. It makes it hard to manifest leaving your 9-to-5 job when you have that belief of you need to stay in this job because this is what's paying your bills. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm not saying for you to just whatever and not have a plan or have something that you want to manifest or an intention to whatever you're working towards. But I do feel that we become so fearful of our own capabilities by holding on to this masculine beliefs that we have within society. And that was just something that I felt. So then when I got back, I was thinking for the 8 hours, looking in the window, being like, what is my legacy? What makes me different as a content creator, influencer, blogger, person here? And then it got me into the spiritual thought process of being like, why am I here? What is the legacy that I want to put into this world? So I got back, started working again, and I was just really not enjoying it. My shifts were horrible. My bosses were just kind of a little bit stressful at that time. And I decided I think it was end of mid-September. I was like, okay, that's it. I want to be a full-time mentor. Yeah, full-time mentor. This is what I'm going to do. I want to have clients. I'm going to get this many clients. I started painting it out and manifesting it before I even left and put my resignation in. So I wrote down, this is a great little manifestation tip for you. I wrote down exactly how many clients I wanted. I wrote down the date that I wanted to leave and what that would look like. I wrote down how I would feel, what type of things I would be teaching them, what would the program look like, everything. I even wrote down their names. And ironically enough, 2 of them, that was the name of them. So manifestation is crazy how quick it works. So I ended up doing that. And then about a week later, all my 3 jobs out of the 4, which 4 is the blogging, right? So I still wanted to keep that. I sent in a signed letter of a 3-week resignation. So usually 2 weeks is good. I would say 2 weeks of telling your bosses that you're ready to leave and just to make it professional, sending them an official letter and sitting with them. So that's what I did, but I did 3 weeks just because I wanted to be that more respectful for them. And I wanted to have more time to kind of plan in my head, right? But we know as conscious beings, you can plan, but you can't plan everything. You can only plan in the now. So I was already thinking in that space where in the first week, I ironically had no shifts that week. I think I had only 2 shifts for my other 2 or 3 jobs. And I didn't really go into the work because it was a long weekend or something. So I said, you know what, let me try and do this whole thing where I'm going to manifest getting 3 clients. So I manifested, and then the Friday I had a couple calls with discovery calls with clients. And I remember before my call, I said, this is the person. And this is the thing, if you know right away who your ideal client, if you've written down and scripted like I did, what my client looks like, I already told the universe what I wanted. I already made a contract to the universe. So those two people I ended up having a call with, wait for it, I had them as my first clients, and both of them actually stayed with me for over a year. So here's a great example of how you can successfully make it happen. Now, on that vibration, once I got one client, now I'm feeling really good, right? And you can feel so good too. So I started to say, okay, you know what? I want to manifest 2 more clients. I'm so grateful for this. I'm going to manifest 2 more. So by the end of the weekend, I had 4 clients signed on to me, and it wasn't even October 6th, which is my resignation day. It wasn't even October 6th. I think it was exactly like the 24th of September or something like that. It was on a weekend, and I already manifested them. So I just want to share with you guys that if you are thinking of leaving your 9 to 5, because I know a lot of people at this time, this is when you're thinking, okay, I want to get a job. I want to leave. You know, you've gotten your side hustle or that job that you want to make a dream to a certain point, but you need more time. You know, you need more time to do it. And one of the things that got me to being able to manifest 4 amazing clients, guys, 4 ideal clients right off the bat and confidently, was first acting as if I already had them. Knowing that I had a timeline. I find it so helpful to give yourself an intention timeline. Like, by this time, I'm going to be able to do X, Y, Z. And make it an intention, not a goal, an intention. Goals, I feel like, sets you up to the possibility of not being satisfied with what you have. And then you're chasing after the pleasures of succeeding that goal, as opposed to an intention that can change over time. So I put that intention out there. I started with 2. I was like, I'm going to get 2 people this weekend. I had 5 calls and 2 of those people signed up. I was like, you know what? I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling high vibration. That was my second tip. I increased and kept that vibration of like, as if I already had those people. I took that energy that I got from those other people and I increased that aura around me. So when I got on the call, they were like, I love your energy. I love how authentic you were. And then I kept on rising that vibration and I shared the successes of it. So by a week before my resignation, so 2 weeks in, I was so ready. I was like, you know what? It's almost better. And my partner said this the other day, burn all your ships. What that means is, like, in order for us to see what we need to get to, what the universe has planned for us, we need to completely surrender. And sometimes that means burning everything that we've already accomplished and having no emotional attachment to it to start a completely new place, a new area, new position, a new job, a new relationship. And yeah, it's scary burning all of that and starting off fresh, but then you have nothing else holding you against you. And the only thing that you have is now you don't have to wonder, what if I were to do that? What if I took that leap and ended up being a mentor, being a coach, starting my business, being an artist, being a blogger, being an influencer, whatever it may be, moving to a different country. But that was one of my biggest things. So right now, I just want to let you guys know, if you are leaving your 9 to 5 job, if this is something that is coming into your mind, it is an intention. It is a niggling feeling in your stomach. Follow your stomach. And if that is the case, it is time for you to manifest as I did. And it's not hard. You can do it too. Manifest exactly that. Manifest that emotion. Manifest the aspect of what is rightfully yours. So I hope you guys got inspired by how I was able to leave my 9 to 5 job and end up like my 4 jobs in my 9 to 5s, or I would even say 9 to 24, whatever. Like, it was longer than that. I was working like 12, 14 hours a day, and 7 days a week usually. So working all those jobs to make ends meet, to do this whole dream. But there was only that one point that I had to make a decision and decide, am I going to continue to work all those 4 jobs and feel exhausted trying to make this happen? Or am I going to burn all my ships and do it? So that's my question to you. Are you going to burn your ships and make a plan and make an intention, or are you going to just not do it? So I hope you guys got inspired. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I do videos every single day for you lovely, lovely souls. And I will see you guys in the next manifestation video. Bye.